Yeah, Praveen, thank you for the stage. Actually, yeah, everyone, good evening. Actually, yeah, as Praveen told, we are in episode one of our part two Azure IoT series. Then actually, myself and Praveen has started our conversation in LinkedIn. Actually, we actually, and I had an idea and I approached to Praveen that we, since IoT is a it's one of the booming tech technology in the IT sectors now actually. So if we do something related to it will be fun and great for everyone like that. So while thinking that actually, I proposed an idea to Kevin actually that if you do some series related thing which is related to Azure IoT, which is a um, booming the cloud technology. You all know that Azure is a booming cloud technology in the market, and actually the Azure had an enormous growth in the form of this service cloud service provider in all the among some Fortune 500 companies as well actually. So we thought that we in this series you all will be exploring what are the IoT services offered to offered by Azure in the market. So actually, yeah, it will be a great series for you all to learn actually what are the things you can do actually with an Azure cloud platform which is meant for IoT as well actually. Okay, and then actually regarding actually this, we have planned to do some 20 episodes because you all know everything can't be covered in a single day actually or a single hour actually. So actually we today we'll be seeing first of all. I hope so. A lot of people are new to IoT here actually, and some might have been experts also, and some might be, yeah, yeah, Praveen. Actually, yeah, some might be new to it, some might have some exposure, and some might be an expert also who has been here actually. So we actually decided to go from the basic that from what is IoT actually. First, we'll in this series we'll cover the some of the IoT actually key aspects of IoT. What is IoT first of all, and then the key aspects of IoT, and then actually what are the cloud providers or which are providing some services for IoT, and what is special in Azure IoT, and some architecture about the IoT in Azure as well. After completing this, I'll be taking out to a hands-on lab where you can be able to explore what is about the Azure platform, and then actually and what other services they have been providing for the IoT in Azure platform. And at the end of our session actually they will be able to create an Azure IoT hub, which is a one of the predominant service of IoT in Azure actually. So yeah, this is what we have planned for next 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes actually. I actually uh, I hope so. In the end of this complete series, actually, I hope so. Each and everyone who attend this, who have attended this series, actually might be able to at least actually can able to know what are the things are available in Azure for IoT actually. Okay, yeah, that's our plan. And actually, yeah, yeah, actually, we hope so we can achieve it with all your support actually. Okay, okay. Now we are going into our topic. I am sharing my screen, Praveen. Actually, okay. Yeah, yeah. Kindly let me know when you all see my screen. Yeah, actually, this is a I have actually designed some presentations for you guys to understand in architecture diagrams and the services which are present in Azure, and then actually you can have a detailed insight about this architectures, and then actually what are the services which they have been provided in Azure for the IoT as well. Okay, okay. Now we are starting our episode one. which is yeah. Is it fine? Yeah. Okay. I can minimize these things. Okay. Yeah. If you see, it's actually yeah, since this is our first episode one, in episode one, I actually, which I have been told you already, I am starting from the basics of IoT, and then actually I will be taking over to this what are the services available in Azure as well for the IoT. Okay. First of all, let's understand the objectives of this episode. We'll be covering what is the IoT, and then I will be explaining what are the core components which are available in the architecture of the Azure IoT, and then actually, and I will tell you how each and every services of Azure IoT can contribute to your IoT solution. And then at last, actually, we will be taking a I will be taking on to a hands-on session starting from the scratch, how to create an Azure account to how to create an IoT hub in your Azure portal. Actually, since it's a basic things we are going to cover in this episode, actually, I want yeah, it might be interesting for the peoples also. The person who knows actually already these objectives might be some of the discussion might be some like brushing up your things again. And then actually when this in the upcoming episodes you can be able to see some advanced topics like an IoT edge, and then data streaming, and then the visualization parts as well. Actually, I hope so. You all will enjoy this series. Okay, and then what is meant by? I am going to first of all explain you about what is meant by Internet of Things. Actually, okay, I hope so. Each and every one of you knows actually that nowadays this word. Is actually buzzing around you in your organizations as well, and in many of the uh, places. Internet of Things, IoT. The people are telling, yeah, it's my assets are connected to each other actually, and they are giving some insights and crypto analysis. That's kind of buzzing words you guys have been able to hear actually. Yeah. First of all, you understand that in Internet of Things is it's a kind of devices which are connected over the network that can able to uh, communicate the embedded sensor data to your cloud for centralized processing. For example, if you have a Fitbit wearable in your hand, actually, you might have it will get calculate your heartbeats or walking speed or how much steps you have been walked, etc. Actually, but actually, these things has to be stored in some place actually. So the sensors which are present in your Fitbit will collect this data. The this data, and it will be sent to some centralized cloud platform, okay, which has been designed by the Fitbit actually. Okay, that only I'm telling you actually. This IoT is nothing but it's a connectivity of all the devices through internet, where this devices will send some millions of data per second. That big data which is sending actually from this devices to cloud are called time series data. Okay, and for each second, actually, the millions of assets which are connected to our internet, and will emit actually millions of data to this centralized cloud platforms actually for the processing of the data. Because if you have some data, if you keep the data itself, it won't work actually. The starting point is gathering the data from your devices first of all, and actually pushing it to a centralized cloud system. Okay, if you see here actually, the device side, if you see made up of individual devices that will be accessed as data source, and that actually the and the data which will be pushed to your cloud side will be for the some analyzing purposes actually. The things there, if you see, we can observe two kinds of things, that we can send the data from device to cloud, and the communication might happen from cloud to your device as well. Here actually I am mentioning a cloud means actually some Azure IoT actually. Okay, the IoT hub is a service which is provided by Azure for doing this process actually. Okay, next. Yeah, if you see here actually in IoT for consumers and businesses, how the IoT will be useful for my business approaches, and now it will be useful for the consumers as well actually. Okay, for example, I can take an example of a smart city. Okay, there actually my entire city has to be equipped with all the smart devices actually, and then actually they need to send the data from the devices to the cloud for the further processing and all actually. In that case, if you see actually, for what purposes this thing actually, that the characteristics of this, how the characteristics of these smart devices should be there, and actually what is in need of this data and all actually, it can be very much valuable points which needs to be considered in the consumers and the business part. If you see here, your smart device should be have these following characteristics, like it should be able to connect to the internet, and it should be able to it should be a securable device actually. It should have some security features, and it should have some smart features, and it should have some communication capability. For example, you all know that actually we have some communication protocols like MQTT, AMQP, TCP/IP, etc. Actually, the device should support any one of its communication protocols, and it should have some DSM based communication or BPS based communications as well, and it should be a configurable one and a programmable one as well actually. If you see the data actually if your device persists this kind of device characteristics, means actually we can take to, we have some intentions and goals on its futures, that it can be able to transmit the data by collecting it from sensors to a mentioned cloud platform actually. Okay, that is for it. And then what are the strategies actually will be there to implement this what are the strategies there to implement this IoT? If you see, means actually the each and every IoT solution architectures will be based upon your use cases which you will take actually. If you see, for example, if I have an use case of implementing an IoT in an entire vehicle charging stations, means based upon that my architecture will be analyzed, and it will be framed actually. And if I want to frame this architecture for a dairy milk farm, I want to make my entire the dairy milk farm to be centralized networked with IoT, means actually based upon that my architecture, because you based upon your use case only, your IoT architectures will also be analyzed, and then it also be framed, and based upon your use case only, we can be able to choose what kind of services we are need to take it from your Azure IoT actually. Okay, and then actually if you see, there are two types of implementation strategies are there in IoT. They are process consideration and design consideration. If you see a process consideration, short and long-term goals actually. If you see actually, there's some industries like pharma and all will be having a short-term and long-term production procedures where we need to implementing IoT, and they have a phased approach as well actually. For a particular phases of your pharmaceutical manufacturing unit, you need to implement IoT like that they have actually. And then next you have a design considerations like technical side. As I told you, based upon your use case of implementing IoT only, your process consideration and design considerations will be finalized. Like technical strategy, what kind of technical stacks you are going to use, and what kind of architecture you are going to use, and solution governing, and what kind of team members and team people you need to govern this IoT solution system, that kind of will be analyzed actually usually if you see most of the IoT applications will follow a Lambda architecture. So because Lambda architecture is one of the finest architecture, which will be discussed later this session as well, actually, so that you can come to know, oh, okay, this is a basic architecture which are the core components of the components has to be there in this architecture. You will be come to know about it actually. Okay. Now, yeah. Uh, as I told, actually, you have a for example, if you have a IoT solution, yeah, if you want to implement an IoT solution, yeah, of course, you need to implement an architecture for it actually. Okay, so for that, actually, each and as I told before, each and every architecture for your solution will be based upon your use case only. Actually, for example, if you see is an IoT implementation of this IoT solution is always all about the data only. Actually, for example, if you see the data which can be which are extracted from our things. Things means here you don't think actually it's kind of there will be mentioned as an asset. I will tell you with an example actually. For example, if I have a asset called diesel generator, okay, and I will be in the diesel generator, I want to calculate the utilization of the diesel generator actually to attain some optimization things and optimization of the usage, and then to get the um, data about this diesel generator as well actually. Okay, if you see that to the diesel generator, it has some various sensors, inbuilt sensors actually, like a flow control sensor, and then actually RPM, etc. Okay, and then if you see that if I want to take the data from that diesel generator, means actually I need to give some hardware device which needs to be extracted data from the sensor actually, which is attached to this diesel generated thing. Okay, if you see that actually that hardware which is going to get the data and extract from these sensors are called as actually gateways. They will be considered as there are several gateways in this yeah, in our market, like Dell 3001, 3000, 5000, and then HP. Yeah, there are several things are there actually. Yeah, that the example which I'm telling, it's for a real time production scenario, but in home, yeah, if you want to practice and check some of the sensors like temperature sensor, or something like a humidity sensor, or a soil moisture sensor, and all, you want to implement some simple IoT solution, means actually we can make use of a Raspberry Pi development board itself actually. So it will be a good development board which can which is capable of acting as a mini computer itself actually. Okay, so you've to perform some TOCs or some things in your home itself, means we can make use of this Raspberry Pi itself. Whereas in your production environment, like shop floor, or in a bigger organization where you want to calculate optimizations of this chiller plant and generators and all, means actually you need to use a powerful edge gateways kind of thing, like Gel 3000, 3000, 5000, and HP and all, so that it will be efficiently take the data from your assets or things, and it will be sending it to your cloud actually. Okay, till now actually we have extracted the data from your sensors which are attached to your assets, and they are now send the data to our cloud actually, which is called Azure Cloud. Now actually from in the Azure Cloud we have set up an IoT hub, and in this IoT hub this data and all sent actually. For example, actually later in this session we in hands-on we will see these points actually. Okay, in that actually, now if you see now my data is flowing from my things to the platform. Okay, now I want to store this data actually. Okay, some because if I store only based upon my requirement, I can be able to load this data and analyze the data actually. Okay, and if you see that actually, once you receive your data from your the Azure IoT hub, okay, it will be storing into a storage services called Blob actually. Okay, it has some various storage services also, but as far as now we are considering the Blob only actually. From there, it will be routed to different streaming, because we don't get data from only single asset. To that particular IoT hub, we can connect n number of assets actually, like DG, and then actually chiller plants, and then actually we can connecting the lighting system, DMS of your the building management solution, everything we can connect, and this will be getting the data from streaming data from this devices, and then it will be storing it in one place. Okay, called Blob. Then you see actually the data flow and uh, the the processing actually. If you see, as I told, storage includes different locations for different needs actually, because if I want, I can store the data which is coming from my IoT hub to a Blob also, and I can straight away store it to our SQL server or some other the databases also, after through some more steps actually. It's all based upon our use cases only. Routing, okay, it's routing, yeah, if you see actually the word routing is nothing like actually it will route redirect the data. Once you got your data into the IoT hub actually, it will be, we need to uh, configure the endpoints for your data. There it should be routed. For example, if I got some data in my cloud, and I need to store my data into some services, means actually storage services, means this routing will act as a major uh, option to send the data to the to go the data to a particular services, as we mentioned there actually. Okay, next you see analysis. Okay, once my data is on router and it is stored in a particular storage data, means there itself my work is not completed. Okay, I need to do some analysis actually with the data which I got actually. Then only I can produce a result to my then user customers to show, hey boss, actually if you speed is actually your DG set is you're producing this amount of data actually, and this at this time it is on or off, and this amount of diesel it has been consumed, like that actually. Okay, for that purposes we need to analyze the data, cleanse the data which we got, and we need to produce some insights actually to and transfer it to a particular data source actually. Here in this part of analysis only, yeah, you will get some services like Azure HD inside, Azure data breaks, to where some of the frameworks like PySpark and all will came into action for big data purposes, and the pre-processing of your raw data into a readable form of data or usable form of data actually. Okay. Okay, if you see, next one is your actions and display. Actions and displays are nothing but I have pre-processed my data, and now I want to showcase my data to my end user customer in a readable form actually. Okay, for that what I need to do, either I need to prepare a dashboard using some visualization tools like Power BI, Grafana, or Tableau, or maybe we can use the time series insight, yeah, which is a new um, services offered by Azure for handling this time series data. So using that we can prepare some dashboards or reports, and we can present it to our client actually. Okay, you might have now asked actually, okay, we are doing this much thing for to see the data only. We are doing this much things. Never actually. Once you got your data in a gettable form, using that data you can able to calculate, or you can implement machine learning methodologies, or implement AI algorithms to make your system more efficient in a most optimized manner. For this purpose only we are actually doing all these purposes. The people might have told might tell that actually for that machine learning we need only data. So if you see here, this is the starting point of your delivery in ecosystem like this, the booming up technologies in ecosystem. All IoT, ML, and AI are interconnected to each other in this ecosystem. Okay, so there you'll get the data. You'll get the data from your devices or insights, or some assets too, by means of some IoT solution, and then it will be processed and maintained into a ML based system or AI based system. Okay, yeah, this is what about the explanation about the data flow and of the data from your devices to the cloud actually. And now if you see actually, this is a core subsystem of your IoT architecture. If you see this actually, we have as I mentioned, the IoT devices, cloud gateway, which is our IoT hub. Our IoT hub will be, we will only act as a gateway to send the data, where we can send the data from the device to cloud and cloud to device by means of some device management. Okay, once as I mentioned, get this data in my IoT hub actually, it will be streamed into my any storage devices or in the stream processing. For example, actually, yeah, there are two types of streamings will be there actually, two types of pathways are there actually. Okay, one is hard path and the cold path. You might ask, what is hard path, what is cold path? Okay, if I getting the data, streaming of the data in this, in my cloud gateway in IoT hub actually, okay, it will be streamed into my some of the stream processing services like Azure Insight or Databricks actually. That kind of pathway is called the hot path, where the data will be processed instantly actually. Or else, okay, fine, boss, actually I don't want instant streaming of my data. I want to store my data for sometimes, and I want to pre-process it, means, or process or cleanse the data, means actually that part is called a cold path, where there our storage services will come into place actually. Okay, you can ask actually, after streaming also you're sending the data to the storage, and what is the difference between this part and this part actually. Okay, if you see here actually, the data actually which is coming from here and entering into stream processing in the hot path will be cleansed, and it will be pre-processed actually. Okay, so that data either it can be we will be more into a business integration, or it can be more into a visualization tools for the further processing, and there will be these two components will be interconnected to get the communication to be done to stream the data continuously. Or else we can, if you choose a cold path, you can take the storage data like a batch wise process. Actually, this is called an instantaneous process, and this is called the batch process actually. If you want to process your data in a batch process, means actually we can be able to store the data, and at any time for when the batch starts running, yeah, it will be sending the data to the business integration solutions, and it can be viewed by the end user at the end by using some UI or reporting tools actually. Okay, actually this is a core subsystem of your any IoT architecture actually, not only for Azure. If you take AWS or GCP, etc. Actually, we have a lot of platforms about it, cloud platforms. In this lot of cloud platforms, we have a lot of services there for this IoT. So actually for this, if you see, for this, if you see, actually this will be the we will be the core subsystems of your architecture. There you want to implement your IoT solution. Okay. Next, if you see, if you see IoT hardware components. Okay, I have mentioned you at the starting of the slide itself. Actually, there are some IoT gateways or edge gateways or development kits like Raspberry Pi and all. Actually, okay, if you see these IoT devices are categorized into IP-enabled devices and non-IP-enabled devices. What is mean IP-enabled devices? Actually, if you see, actually, these IP-enabled devices or devices which have their static IP or public IP can be configured for them, and for non-IP enabled devices, we won't be we won't be having that kind of any provisioning system actually. Okay, and actually, if you see, there are IoT edge devices. You might have asked actually, what is the difference between a edge gateway and a gateway, ordinary gateway, or what is the difference between a Raspberry Pi or a edge gateway actually? Okay, for example, if I have a missionary, okay, it needs to send the data to my gateway, and if I want my gateway only has a connector to get the data and push the data to cloud, means it's fine, it's an ordinary IoT device. But if I want to do some edge processing in my gateway level, it's a device level itself, and then that data only I want to push to my cloud, means actually that device are called IoT edge device. Nowadays, most of the industries are moving towards this IoT edge devices actually. Okay, and if you see some other IoT hardwares are there actually in the market. If you see like LoRaWANs are there actually, where LoRaWAN plays some major role in enabling IoT kind of solution, telecommunication solutions. And then if you have now particularly for organic farming and all, actually we got a lot of solutions for and sensors, this IoT hardwares for that kind of solutions, weather monitoring, etc. Actually, if you see this IoT hardware components are now been if you see has been categorized based upon your use cases. They are available in the market. So based upon our use case, actually, we need to get these components to be added to your solution. Okay. Next, if you see, if you see, it's an introduction to your IoT device software. Okay, what is on base device software? The gateways which you have been which we are talking about earlier, this in IoT hardware, and actually which you have been having in earlier actually, we has to run some softwares in it actually. Okay, so that only we can able to program it to get the data from your sensors which are associated to your assets actually. Okay, in this kind of gateways or edge generated gateways actually will run on Windows 10 IoT Core operating systems, Ubuntu Core, Riot, QNX, Android Automotive, and there are much more are there. But if you see, widely used OSs in this type of the IoT hardware devices are the Windows 10 IoT Core and Ubuntu Core only actually. Okay, in that actually, if you see, in this, if you see actually, this the operating systems have a support to programming languages called C or C++, Java, C#, Python, etc. Actually, you can code with any of these languages to in your gateways or gateways to get the data from your sensors associated with your assets actually. Okay, And then if you see, actually we have a software development case, SDKs. We actually, because if you see, each manufacturer or each service providers will have a separate SDKs for the product. Okay, for them they are giving you some device SDKs or service SDKs to program the things, yeah, which will be, it will be, yeah, very much easy for the programmers who are going to program these gateways to make the solution compact and what to tell, actually adaptable form to uh, the IoT hardware device which they have been chosen. Okay, and then actually if you see, we are actually now actually we are going into the next topic. Actually, if you see in noticement video, we are actually completely done with our what to tell, actually the presentation part. Actually now we need to go on to a hands-on part. There we are going to explore what is, first of all, how to create a free account in Azure. Okay, and then once you get the free account in Azure, actually you can yeah, be able to explore. I will show you what are the services available, what is on Azure platform and all, and then I will show you how to create a Azure IoT app. Within that, we are actually winding up our session today. Okay, next slide is, you see, till now we have been saying Azure IoT app, Azure IoT app, and we are telling that it's a gateway to it's a gateway between what to tell, actually and your it's a gateway between device and data which has to be come from the devices which are coming from an assets to your cloud. Actually, okay, yes, actually Azure IoT hub is actually a connectivity what bridge kind of thing, where it will be used to get the data from the device, and it is just pushed into our cloud platform. It is a gateway actually, which is used to uh, get the data from the devices and to push into the cloud. Actually, okay. If you see here, yeah, there are some future which supports in this Azure IoT Hub, actually, which is a security, scalability, routing, service integration, device management, and monitoring. Actually, okay. If you see security, in this case, what is meant by security? Actually, nowadays you see actually the data which we are providing to all these service providers or all the people has to be are expecting this some kind of security for the data, because if the data is lost, everything is lost. Actually, okay. So in that way, actually, if you see this, Azure IoT provides a two-layer security, actually, where each device which is created in this Azure IoT hub will have with some will be securitized with appropriate certificates, actually. And then if you see scalability to whatever maximum extent based upon your chosen tier, you can extend this support for this Azure IoT hub. And then routing the data which you getting from your the data which you are getting from your IoT hub, from the devices to IoT hub, actually, it will be routing to a specific services was specific reasons based upon your use case. As per the core systems, they have been as per in architecture, which I have been discussed in earlier, actually. Okay, and then service integration and device management. Actually, if you see device management, it's an interesting topic. Actually, we are going to talk about this device provisioning and device management in the next episode, actually, so that you can get some interesting facts on how we can provision the thousands or 10,000 devices at a time, and we can configure that to this IoT app, and how can I receive millions of data in a second? We are all going to see those kind of examples lively in next episode regarding the device management and device provisioning, actually. Then next you see the monitoring. Monitoring means, actually, nothing much like the cost is very important for everyone, and actually and we need to monitor each and every services in your cloud platform actually, so that only you can be able to analyze the things which is something is going wrong, like data theft or any other suspicious activities are attempted in your application or your Azure services, etc. Actually, and then monitoring. If you see, actually, when we talk about the cloud, actually, the cost is the most efficient one. Actually, if you see, for example, yeah, if I want a virtual machine in my Azure cloud platform, and have some variety of options available based upon my need actually. And if I'm choosing an option as in DS3 V8, for example, I'm telling you the instance actually. Okay, like that, if I choose and that cost of it for running entire 1 month, it will be around 20,000 actually. But I am using it for only 4 hours a day, and actually I can be able to cross only, and out of 120 hours I used only 120 hours, means actually the bill will be generated for your 120 hours only actually, not for the entire 120 hours. So monitoring of your Azure services, not only in Azure, in any cloud platform, is much more important for the cloud-based the solutions which are all architected, so that it will be easy to manage your cost optimizations in the organization level. Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Saravana,
Yeah,
there
Praveen.
are a
Yeah,
couple of
Praveen.
questions. Would you like to take up like just 30 seconds to answer those questions?
Yes, Praveen. Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so before we go on to hands-on, there's a question from Shweta Mahajan. What exactly is Azure IoT in simple words?
Okay, Azure IoT is a word we have given actually. Actually, this series is comprised of what are the IoT services are offered inside the Azure. This series is framed in that way actually, and inside the Azure we have various services available for IoT. So only we have kept this as Azure IoT actually.
Okay, and another question from Abhi Srivatsav. It's a Microsoft application which is used to create IoT application. Okay, so okay, got it. So that's actually an answer for Shweta, I guess. Okay, got it. Thanks. There are no more questions. It's going great.
Okay. Okay. Oh, okay, Praveen. Actually, now we are going to start our hands-on actually. Okay.
Woohoo! Let's go on.
Okay. If actually, yeah, I hope so. Actually, most of the peoples who are attending this, what to tell actually this webinar will be actually new to Azure platform. Okay, so I will tell you step by step how to create a free account with your, because credit card or debit card actually, and then I will tell you yeah, how to uh, create an IoT based hub inside your Azure platform as well. Okay, first of all, go to your azure.microsoft.com. It will redirect you to your Azure website, where you need to click for port. If you have your Outlook account, daily means you can sign in and you can go. Or if you don't have means, actually click here portal, and it will be asking to sign in. If you don't have a one, create one actually. Okay, yeah, it should be a Outlook account or any Gmail account actually, if you want actually. Okay, and then if you see, if you give next actually, if you see actually, it will be leading into a page actually, where, for example, I will create one actually for you guys. Here actually we have Outlook and Hotmail only. We need to create using these two DNS only actually. Okay, and we need to create some password you give. Next you give. it will be creating your account. But before that, actually, it will only create an Outlook account actually. Okay, but if you want to start your Azure free trial, we need to keep it start. And then it will take you some processes like what's your name, last name. Once you give these things, and it will be ask you for 95 verification by phone, and then it will ask for a credit card and debit card. This step actually, I hope so everyone will be confused and afraid also actually. Saravanan, actually, you might ask me a question. Yeah, Saravanan, actually, if I utilized all this 1,300 credits in the first 30 days, actually, okay, if I actually, if unknowingly, actually, I not turned off my some of my services in this account means, since I given this verification card has my debit card or credit card means, will they detect the money from my account without my notice? The answer is no actually. As far the concern with Microsoft, no authenticating or the automatic charges will be available with your services unless you opt for it after 30 days. If you forget also, they won't take a single penny also from your account actually. It's 100% secure. Okay, and then once you complete these things actually, you'll be redirected again to your portal. Since I have yeah, already my account actually, I will sign on with that actually. Just a minute. Yeah, once you complete your registration steps and your and then your free account has been activated, your subscription has been activated means, kindly check once after going here in subscription. You need to see your subscription. As per my concern, I am using pay as you go actually, because I have been, yeah, actually they using it for a long time, so no problem for me. For the learners who they were all signed up in this series actually, check here your subscription name should be a free tier actually. Okay, if it's there as a free tier only, or free or something name they will be giving actually. If the word free available only actually here means, you are actually, what to tell actually, you are being assigned to a free tier, or else still that you are not assigned to many of these subscription. Okay, and this is your Azure portal. Okay, where you have n number of services. If you click here actually, you can see lot of services which is not related to IoT also, it will be there actually, but they will be concentrated only on the IoT based services. If and then if you see here, you'll be having your directory, your Microsoft account, your name and all actually. First of all, we want to know about what is my Azure Active Directory actually. Azure AD, you might have heard, everyone might have heard about it. Active Directory. For example, you have a small organization or and you are a cloud admin for that actually. You want all your what to tell actually, your employees to be on same subscription based actually. For that, you need to have a Azure Active Directory. Based upon that only actually, your employees will be assigned actually as a what to tell, will be assigned a subscription which is offered by your organization actually. For example, if an organization is having a premium subscription for the Azure means, once you are once you are being added to that Azure Active Directory group of your organization only, you can access that premium tier actually. Okay, these are all some of the things which will be detailed on the infrastructure of Azure actually. Yeah, when you learn about the infrastructure part of the Azure, you can come to know all these details actually. But this series is completely for the IoT hub and for the IoT services which are all associated with the Azure only. So I am not covering that topic here actually. Okay. And if you see here, we have a PowerShell here actually, Dash or PowerShell. Okay. We can, yeah, you can create a storage and you can make use of it if you want, because here in Azure portal, if you see, services which are associated in the Azure portal can be created via portal as well, and you can create via bash commands as well, and you can create via your PowerShell also actually. Okay, three types of options are there to create your services in the Azure platform, or else you can make use of Azure CLI as well. Actually, I can show you what is Azure CLI. It's a command line interface. Okay, it needs to be what to tell. 1 minute. Oh, sorry, I itself having, I guess. Yeah. If you see, this is a Microsoft Azure based SDK, or it's called as Azure CLI. There you can execute all the Azure related commands in this actually to create a whatever might be of services you want by means of some PowerShell commands or Bash commands actually. Okay, so we have a lot of options associated with Azure actually, but actually cloud is a ocean. Okay, we have a lot of things inside the cloud and we can't go each and everything. Okay, so I will be stick on to this part called IoT alone. Okay, in later after this IoT series, I will have a chat with Kevin to take some things related to infrastructure series as well in Azure actually. Okay, so if you see it actually here in this portal actually we have notification system settings, and then help support also. Okay, if you want to see, then there is a marketplace in Azure. There you can see all types of services actually. I will show you that more service. If you see, yeah, this is the marketplace of the Azure. Okay, here if you see, you have all kinds of categories: general, compute, networking, storage, web, mobile, containers, AI, machine learning, analytics, everything will be there actually. Based upon our need, we are going for the Internet of Things. If I click Internet of Things actually, it will show what are the services which are related to Internet of Things are available actually in Azure. If you see, as I told, IoT hub, device provisioning, IoT central application, event grid, etc. A lot of things are there. All these services will be covered in this series actually, so that at the end of this series you guys will be a um, you can come to know what are the services available and their functionalities in this Azure platform, which is related to Internet of Things. Okay. Any doubt actually, Kevin? Actually, anyone having any doubt till now? Praveen? Okay. Okay. And in case actually, if anyone has doubt, actually, we can. We can have a day chat session at last 15 minutes of this session. Okay. Yeah, now we are going to create a, first of all actually at the starting itself we can't go and create an IoT app and we can start our things. Actually we should go in a so much organized manner actually. First we got our subscription free tier actually. No, first we created an account in Azure, and then we got a subscription for free tier, and then now we need to go to create a resource group actually. First of all, you might have asked actually, what is, yeah, what is meant by a resource group actually. Okay, resource group is nothing but it's a kind of for example, I'm telling you, it's a kind of box where inside that box you can have your services which are going to be created for a particular solution. For example, in your organization you might have, or you have some, yeah, you might need to perform many POCs in your personal life or an official life as well. Actually, in that case, actually, you need to segregate your solution services. For example, in one project, I can use IoT Hub, Function App, and Logic Apps. In another project, I will be using IoT Hub, device positioning services, and stream analytics jobs. Actually, so in order to segregate our services based upon our use case, actually, we are using the resource group so that it will be easy for you to get the things done, and it will be very much easy for you to distinguish the things. Actually, okay. First of all, we will be creating a resource group. Actually, if you click here resource group, okay, create one resource group here. You need to choose your subscription appropriate here, actually, or else it will make a mismatch. And moreover, I have forgotten to tell you one thing. If you can check your subscription here also, directly to subscription, you will show you what kind of subscription you will be having. If you have multiple kinds of subscription here, actually, you can be able to see a drop down box here where it displays all the subscription associated to your directory, Active Directory. Okay. If you see, mine is a pay as you go. For you guys, you should get a free tier here, and then actually I need to create a resource group called test. Always you're doing test, actually. No need. Then yeah, IoT series demo RG. Okay. And then you need to create a location. Location is nothing but actually you can create any kind of location. This region, and then actually somewhere you have been come across what kind of scale points like that. Actually, if you see these points and all will be covered in your infrastructure, but I will tell you shortly what is in my region. Actually, for example, in my region, for example, in South India, you have a lot of regions here. If you see here, means in this, if I create a particular service of Azure in a particular region, actually, okay, you can in that particular region only that server will be allocated for this service, and from there only you will be able to get the things done. Actually, okay. So this topic will be covered. Actually, it's covered if you guys know about the infrastructure part of your Azure. Actually, now as it is, you click any kind of region like Central US or West Europe. I will actually usually go with East US too. I'm clicking it, but you can go with any type of services here. Okay. Next is tag. Actually, tag is nothing but it's kind of how to tell to you're having one normal resource groups in your dashboard. Actually, this tag will be, it'll be easy to distinguish between them, actually, but it's optional. If you want, you can give, actually. Okay. And then we need to create. Okay, now my resource group is created. If you see here, I have a resource group, everything actually here, and my subscription will be there, deployments will be there, what location we have, subscription we have, etc. If you see here, actually, we have some options available left pan of your resource group, actually, like activity log, access control, tags, events, deployments, policies, etc. Okay, if you see here, actually, the main point what you want to see is actually your access control. For example, if I am acting as a cloud administrator in my organization for a particular project, actually, to show you actually that how for 10 persons actually has to work on IoT, and 2 more persons has to work on the data processing team. Then IoT team persons should not have a visibility to the data team process. In that case, what I can do, actually, I will create a resource groups accordingly, and I'll give access for them accordingly. Actually, if I go here, I can give the role, assign a role for them, and I can give them. We have some lot of roles here, actually, where usually administrators won't give the owner role to the people who are going to work. They will be giving either contributor or bidder access only. Okay, so that only your full control will be there of this knowledge will be lie under this the owner category, actually. So you won't be doing this unless you are administrator. None of the people will be owning this category, actually. Okay. Yeah, now we created our resource group. Now I want to create a IoT app, actually. Okay, for that reason, I am going here again, typing IoT Hub. We already have here actually. Now I need to create a one. Okay. In this, if you see, as it is, I told you get your whatever your default subscription will be visible here, and you will be having a resource group. Whatever resource group you are creating in this subscription, it will be visible here. Actually, we have created only one such resource group. It is visible here. I'm selecting this region. Whatever region you choose, you can choose, and you can need to give your IoT Hub name. IoT Hub series. Okay. IoT series, IoT Hub. Okay. And then I'm going for networking. As for now, actually, we are actually going to consider public endpoint only. But in some cases, some of your clients might be accessing we need a privatized environment actually, where my data should enter only for this collected endpoints only. For that, you need to create a VPN kind of things and all actually. Okay, but actually, in this, since it's a beginner session today, I'm not covering that point. When we get into this security standpoint, actually, that time I will be explaining this private endpoint concepts actually. Okay, and then if you see, this is the important page where it will choose your what to tell, costings and all. Actually, it's an important page actually. Usually S1 standard, if you click S1 standard here, you can see how many messages we can be sending per day in this IoT Hub, and how much per device cost of your IoT Hub, and then actually what are the features will be enabled in your IoT Hub, IoT Edge, cloud to device, message routing, etc., etc., etc. Since you have 13,300 credits, free credits, actually, okay, you can go for S1. Because why I am telling to go for S1 tier means, actually, here you have message routing, okay, and we have IoT Edge provisioning, device management will be there, and you can send the messages to device to cloud as well, cloud to device commands as well. These are the 5 major things will be enabled in this tier for a small cost, but this cost won't bite your packet, since we have 13,300 credits in your which can be usable for your 30 days trial pack. So this amount will be deducted from there only, not from your credit cards. Okay, but since myself is a pay as you go, I am going for a free tier for this thing. Okay. Okay, next we are going for tags. Tags, it's a kind of thing, and then we are creating. It will take some time for a deployment the process to get completed, actually, usually in all these services of Azure. Okay, once this is created, actually, yeah, I will be explaining you what are the features which are inside the IoT Hub, and then actually we'll be winding up our session, actually, because as per the objective, we have covered what is the basic concept behind the IoT, what are services there in IoT, and then how to create an IoT Hub inside the Azure platform. Okay.
Sarvana, until this is completed, there
Yes,
are a
Praveen.
couple of questions. Would you like to
Okay.
take it up?
Yes, Praveen. Yeah, sure.
So Abhishek Vatsav is asking, what is IoT Hub and its role in Azure?
Actually, IoT Hub will act as a gateway for in your Azure platform to get the streaming data from your assets to get inside your Azure platform, actually. Because once the data comes here only, actually, it can reach to other services of your Azure platform, which are meant for the Internet of Things, actually. Okay.
Okay. And Shweta is asking, will she be able to? I mean, she's a beginner, and will she be able to follow it along with what you are doing? Will that be
Yes,
possible?
uh, yes. Actually, because this series, do know Praveen. Actually, we have planned for it beginners only. Okay. If she follows from today onwards, at the end of the episode, yeah, 20, she can learn everything. Actually, sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Actually, this session is meant for everyone who doesn't know Azure and IoT both as well. For that only, we have started it actually to
Awesome.
make them know about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Our deployment is completed now actually. Now I am going to a resource. If you see actually here, as it is in my, if I go here inside my resource group, I shown you earlier, there was not any services actually mentioned. Now I created a IoT hub inside this resource group. Okay, now I am clicking it, and then I am going to the service, and I can able to see what is his host name, what is my pricing tier, how many units of IoT hub I have actually. Okay, and then what is the status of it, what is his location it was deployed, and everything will be there actually, what kind of subscription and your resource group, etc. Okay, these things on will be valuable for you in your next episode, because where we are going to push the data and may make some routings, and we are going to yeah, make our hands dirty with some programming as well actually. Okay, and then if you see here, yeah, we have some points to access. You already know actually. You can ask me, Saravanan, in resource group also we have a access control, and here also we have access control. Obviously, for example, in our the access control which I told you in the resource group is for, if I have multiple resource group, for a particular team only has to access those resource group means actually in, yeah, in that case I can give access to a particular team alone for that particular resource group only. In that case, in the case of resource group, for that the access control is usable. Here, actually, if I want, what is the purpose of access control here means actually, as I told you, I have two teams working, data team and IoT hub team. Actually, I want my IoT hub team only to access this IoT hub means actually I can click this, and I can be able to give the access for them only actually. For this purpose only, in each and every services of Azure, you have this access, so that the particular service only will be allocated for the particular needed people actually. Okay, and here you see lot of things are there. Here I will tell you first of all, IoT devices, IoT edge, message routing, and then built-in endpoints. These things we are actually covering in our next episode, because I want to take this episode completely as a scratch from for the beginners, and next episode it will be kind of somewhat you can itself gain some interest and knowledge about these services, what completely about in IoT hub actually. Okay, and now if you see here, shared access policies. If you see here, what's my shared access policy? You might have asked me. Actually, if you see here, all all these services in Azure, actually, you have a shared access keys, which will be your primary key, secondary connection string, and primary connection string and secondary connection string. Actually, using this secret keys only, your services will be interacting to your outside world. Actually, okay. This I will explain. You can come to know the usage of this shared access key and its differences of these things and all in the next episode actually, when we try to push some data from the devices and getting the data into this IoT app. Okay, and then actually if you see, you can change your at any time, you can scale down your Azure IoT's gear actually. And then if you have networking, if you have private endpoint, as I told, as of now it is allowed for on all networks. If you have a IP range for my private network, that only we can allow here, and we have some certificates also for security the purposes and all. The entire thing will be covered for you in each and every episodes of this series. Yeah. Yes, guys. Actually, I came to the end of our session. Actually, I hope so. You have been enjoyed this session actually as a big beginner, and I hope so in our upcoming episodes also I will be having your support and attention to know more things in the uh, Azure services for Internet of Things actually. Okay, and thank you so much, Kevin, for giving me this opportunity. If I am actually winding up my session, Kevin, actually, if anyone has any doubt, we can give them some 10 minutes of time to ask their queries, and
Sure.
so that we can
Let me know
wind up
when
the
you are
session.
stopping the screen share.
Yeah, I completed. Kevin, I'm stopping my screen share right now. Actually,
Awesome. That was really cool. I mean, I was expecting. I first did not have the complete idea about what exactly Azure and IoT are. Like I know that Azure is a cloud computing environment, and I did my masters in cloud computing. So definitely
okay,
I know what exactly Azure is. Like Azure is as a competitor for Amazon Web Services. Basically, I'm a AWS person, and
okay,
Azure wise, yes, Microsoft is pouring in a lot of resources and money on like freebies on things, but I did not get good chance to like explore those things. But unfortunately, all the companies that I had worked with never used Azure. Only nowadays they are using it, and it's
yeah,
just
correct,
picking up right now. And with that being said, this session was like indeed like yeah, I was not able to completely concentrate on the whole thing because a lot of things went really over and above. But I've been looking at the way people were reacting and asking the questions. It looks really interesting. So definitely, I
okay,
guess a lot of people might be um, interested in knowing more about this particular topic. And yes, so that's going to be cool. And do you have any plans of like what is the plan, like what exactly will be
yeah.
given in every episode, something like that? If you have that, we can actually give that to everyone, and let's invite them. So this is what is going to happen on this day and next day, and that could be a nice way of telling people how
Okay.
organized we are and stuff like that. So what do you think?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Praveen. Actually, next session in the next in the episode of this series, we can plan on before our the new year actually, like next upcoming weekend next year, so that people will be in vacation as well and they have some time also.
So
So that
next
actually,
weekend anyway, it's like I guess it's not possible in the next weekend.
correct. Yeah,
Uh,
we can actually start our we can plan our next session on 26th of December. Yeah,
so I'll
yes,
let you know about the dates, and I'll let everyone know about the next date as well. So that will
yeah,
be
yeah.
updated in the description. So that would
Okay.
be cool. And yeah, anything else? Would you like to say the last words or something like that?
Yeah, Praveen. Actually, I actually thank you all the audience, young audiences actually who have been participated in the live actually was for spending the time and knowing the things actually, and I also thanking you actually for giving me this opportunity.
I mean, this
That's
is
all
the
from my
first time,
side.
and folks, this is the first time um, Saravanan is doing something like this. So there could be mistakes, or there could be something which you were not expecting completely. But please feel free to let us know, let Saravanan know,
Yeah,
and we are ready to like make it better next time, or like make it best. So always there is a room for improvement, and what
correct.
today
Yeah,
he has uh, given us was like something that is totally um, like an interesting concept, and it is going to be like a lot of people will be looking for it, right? So just
correct. Yeah,
let's do it, and let's see how it goes. And that's cool. Thank you
yeah.
Saravanan for your
Sure.
time.
Thank you, Praveen. Thank you. Yes, and thanking everyone for your time. Actually, thank you so much. Bye.
All right, see you then.
See you.